Good morning, gang. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Welcome back to this week's Bitcoin update. First and foremost, remember nothing discussed today is financial advice. It's just for educational purposes only, and it's my view of the markets. All right, now we've got that out of the way. Let's jump in. Bitcoin, okay? I'm going to talk through what's been happening over the past week since we last did a video. I'm going to talk about some of the trades that we've taken in the group and why we've taken those trades, because I want you guys to learn from this. And then I'll finish it off by talking about what I'm looking for next. Okay? So, first things first. The last time we had a discussion, we would have been down here. Okay? Down on this low here before the rise up to effectively the current highs. Okay? So, we'll zoom in. I'm going to keep this really short and sweet. So what's happened since then? Obviously, this was the low that I've just been in question. Since then, obviously, we had the rise up, and then we obviously had the weekend grinding price action, the old Trump rally up here, which then obviously led to a big sell-off. Now, that sell-off was probably one of the easiest short trades that you could have had. So I'm going to bring up some stuff from the group, and I'm going to show this. Bear in mind, this was a weekend. I don't typically trade weekends. So this was the first trade. Okay, so we're just going to zoom in here. So what we had is we had a few things that worked in our favour, and anyone that understands how I trade and anyone that's learned from me will understand exactly what I was looking at here. But because it's over the weekend, I don't trade. I'm out with the family. I don't really care what happens in the group. However, we had something very interesting happening, and this was this grinding price action leading into a news event. And obviously the news event was Trump speaking at the Bitcoin conference. So when you've got this coupled with the news event, then typically speaking, I will switch on because it gets a little bit interesting, and there's technically a very easy to trade setup on the back of this, so we can make some good money. And that's what we did. So I asked one of the guys in the group, Kai, if he wouldn't mind logging on and just posting some screenshots of the order flow. So here I've got exo charts. If I zoom out with this, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm looking at, which is effectively, I was looking at the Delta candles, I was looking at TPO, which was this one here, and I also want to see CVD. So Kai posted them kindly in the group for me. I then popped in on my phone. Not on my desk, but double distribution day in the making, perhaps, plus fuckloads of positive delta over the past couple of hours. If she drops, it's going to be aggressive. Bulls really need to hold the line or it gets ugly. Okay. Now, as soon as I'm posting this in the group, especially with the DD day, the guys in the group know exactly what I'm looking at because this is exactly what I teach. And everyone knows it's my favourite setup in the whole entire world. Now, what we had here is quite simply, we had the grind up to the news event. Into the news event, we had the rally. Okay, we had big push up. Now, on this, as you can see here, I'm saying fuckloads of positive delta. What does that mean? For anyone that's not understanding this, it means lots of market longs. Okay, market longs, which is aggressive participants. A limit order is passive. A market order is aggressive. Therefore, people had FOMO, and we had a lot of FOMO. Now, what was happening in this final little move up here was we had a lot of positive delta, so a lot of market longs, high volume, but price stopped moving. Now, listen when I say this. I've repeated it so many times. What is the market trying to do? What are the market participants trying to do? Well, they're aggressively longing, so they're trying to push price up. The next question is, are they doing a good job? No, because we stopped. We slowed right down and we stopped. That's coming down to the 5-minute chart. Okay, we slowed right down and we stopped. It was across this whole region here. We stopped moving, even though there were a lot of buys opening up, but we stopped. So what does that suggest? Well, that suggests that there's bigger limit orders above. So these market buys are buying into these bigger limit sell orders above, which is causing divergence on CVD. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom back out here. It's causing divergence on CVD, which means someone's holding the price down. And the most likely move on the back of that is price rolls over. Now, when it rolled over, it not only completed the DD day, the double distribution day, came back through these single prints here. ICT fanboys will call this a fair value gap. It's not a fair value gap, it's called single prints. It's from TPO theory. It's a concept that's been around a lot longer than ICT has. He just rebranded it because it sells his course better back in the day, obviously, because now it's all free. before I get any troll in the comments. Speaking of comments, if you do appreciate this free content and you're learning from this, then do me a favour, hit that like button, guys. I don't get paid for these YouTube videos. I'm just doing it for the good of my health and to help you guys out. So if you do appreciate the free content, hit that like. Okay, so it rolled down through the double distribution day and then all the way down to here. And what stopped it was previous day value area low. And the reason for that is because we also had, on top of the double distribution day, we also had an 80-20 setup, which involves rotating through the previous day value. So that's what we did. We came down, hit previous day value area low, and on the back of that, we got a really big bounce. Now, I didn't short this. I didn't long this. I just shorted this first one. Okay. In, out, stops to entry. I had about 25% left or 20% left. I can't remember off the top of my head left in the trade. The rest of it did end up getting stopped out. Absolutely fine, but it stopped out at entry, so it didn't cost me anything. It was a winning trade regardless. And then we obviously moved on from there. Obviously, the rest of the weekend, we just created an inside day and slowly grinded back up again. So that was a really, really nice trade. And effectively, what I'm capitalizing on in these kind of trades is I'm capitalizing on sentiment. The reason why I find crypto trading so easy compared to trading Forex or the stock market is because you can visually see sentiment. I can see what's going on. I can see everyone on Twitter going crazy. I can see the orders on order flow coming in and getting overly aggressive. It was this part up here, by the way. Let's just come into this. Here. This is your candle. Now, just for visually, make your life a lot easier. You see in this candle here, this is the top candle. All these blue are market buys. Now, they're not all brand new market buys. Some of them are people getting stopped out, which is absolutely fine. But we've also got the positive open interest. Okay. Lots of buy orders. We can see the delta. These are the market buys, and these are the ones leading up to it. These are the ones that caught my attention. Everyone was aggressively buying at market, and price stopped moving. Okay, so I can visually see what's happening with the sentiment. I don't have to just rely on, oh, everyone on Twitter's bullish, everyone on Twitter's bearish. I can see it. I can see it in real time. It's the beauty about understanding how to read order flow like this. So that was that, okay? Nice and easy. I say nice and easy. It probably sounds complex, but study the content, study materials, study how this works. And this does become a lot easier. It's still hard, don't get me wrong. I'm not ever going to tell you that trading is easy, because it's not. It really is hard. But it's just one of my favourite setups. A double distribution day, I am always going to trade a double distribution day because it's got one of the highest hit rates out of any strategy that I teach. Now, following on from that, we had exactly the same thing again. But this time it happened on Monday. Okay? So, this high on Monday, this was, if I zoom out, and you'll see this, what I've been telling you guys about for God knows how long. There we go. Let's just do this one. We can zoom in and make it easier. There you go. Value area high. So we've got the range. You guys know the range. Range high, range low. It's been the same range for the past 4 months. I've been showing the exact same tier for 4 months. It's amazing that, isn't it? And it still works. Look at that. It still works. So we came into value area high. That's what we did. That's the reason why we turned around where we turned around. Quite simply now. Move this up here. Now, this is from my morning trading update on the Monday morning. We just put in this first high here, and we'd started having a pullback. And this is when I do my morning update, okay? Do my morning update 9 a.m. UK time. And what I'm recognizing here is we've got value area high just above us. Okay, we've also got a psychological 70k level. Now, I always take the piss out of crypto bros because they really do love their round numbers. 70k, 60k, they love round numbers. And again, it's because they've got room temperature IQ. But not only did we have value area high, we also could see that we had stacked asks at the 70k mark. And I mean stacked asks. Every single exchange that I view had stacked asks at 70k. So it was a big level of liquidity. There was a lot of liquidity there. And all we did, 30 minutes before New York Open, we had a spike up and we ran that liquidity. Now, on the back of this, what you can't see on this stream is we also had, again, a double distribution day, followed by an 80-20 setup. It was the exact same setup as this, the Trump high, I'll call it. It's the exact same setup. So once again, not a fair value gap, single prints. We're looking on 30-minute time frame, single prints. We came straight through those into this area here, which then completed technically the double distribution day setup. Now further down lower, we had the 80-20. We fulfilled that, and then that's when we started getting the bounce. Okay. Also part of this stream, I'm looking at this overall price action as a potential flat. Okay, so if you understand Elliott Wave Theory, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about here. If you don't understand Elliott Wave Theory, it's something to look up. Okay, again, something I do teach. But obviously you don't have to learn from me, you can learn from anyone you want. I don't really care. So, we had a potential flat pattern, okay? Now, the common targets for said flat pattern would be a 1.236. In fact, I've got it on here. I've not got rid of it there. There you go, 1236. Look where it bounced, 1236. So while the masses were all getting very excited in this region here, and again, we were seeing it in real time, people FOMOing in. The FOMO in this region right now is real. Everyone's desperate to catch the low that's going to take us to a new high. So what they're doing is they're just market orders, all at market, all in, going crazy. Market in, rises, stops them out. Market in, rises, stops them out. Market in, rises, stops them out. And they just keep doing it again and again and again. And price wasn't going anywhere. It was just range bound for the day. I had no trade from this trade to today. Bear in mind, I was still holding that until today. I still do have some of this left open to give you an insight. But within this whole period here, I had no trade on Bitcoin. No trade. So I just sat back. If this was to be the bottom, I'd have got involved later. I'd have got involved upon a clean market structure break. I had no reason to get involved in this sloppy price action. So I know what I want to see. I either want to see higher prices and I'll get involved higher, which will then give me an opportunity to potentially get a tight risk to reward. Or I'll wait for lower prices where the most likely area will be. Once again, lots of leverage longs in this. Didn't do a thing. What are they trying to do? They're trying to push price up. Are they doing a good job? No. Well, in that case, down is more likely. Just like if down here, there was lots and lots of shorts, but not getting any follow through. What are they trying to do? They're trying to sell. Are they doing a good job? No. Well, in that case, yeah, would probably go up from there. Okay. Now, this isn't the only target for a flat. There are other targets further down which are possible. And there you go. You can see them. There you go. Your 1618 around that 61k level. Okay, which effectively would be running these stops, running these stops, running these stops, and running these stops. Now, the other target would be coming down to around that psychological 60k level. Psychological 60k level also lines up with something else. The range low. Look at that. Magic. So when all TA comes together and you get confluence. So, now I've discussed that. Hopefully you've learned something. Please, if you have, hit like. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Let's talk about what I'm looking for next. Yeah, trying to keep this short and sweet, but we're already at 13 minutes. I'm looking for some. I don't care. Right. So, nice and simple. Throw this back on. Quite simply, we are still trapped within value. Okay, funnily enough, value area low. What does that line up with? Bring that back. Roughly around that 1618. Okay, which would then mean running these stops. Magic that, isn't it? Do I know that if we get down there it's going to bounce? No, I don't. I have to wait and see. I've got to see it in real time because I don't have a crystal ball. It's funny that, isn't it? So, if we come down here to value area low and we get a good reaction and we change some market structure on a meaningful time frame, I'm not talking about looking at the 1 minute and hoping for the best. Unless you're a scalper, don't get me wrong. If you're a scalper, do what you want to do. It's fine. Then I've got a long trade. Okay, if that doesn't hold, then we've got psychological 60k down to range low. What happens down here? Do we stay within range? Which, bear in mind, we've been in this range now for, realistically, it wasn't confirmed till then. 140 days. 140 days I've been harping on about this range. So does it stay within the range? Great, cool. We've got a long trigger. Does it drop out of the range and start to break down? Could do. Who knows? We still do have a volume support here. If that holds, maybe it gives us something. But down here, effectively, you're outside the range. So what do you want to do? You want to sit patiently on your hands. That's what I'll be doing. Sitting patiently. If we come down here, I won't be shorting, because why would you short after such a move? You don't. I'll be waiting patiently. Do I get the strength? Back into the range. Cool, I've got a long trigger. Just like what we did here. Just like what we did here. See some strength, I'll carry on trading the range. If I don't see strength, I'll let it go lower. Okay? Just like if this holds here. If this holds here, great, cool. We can look for a rise up. Where's the next major resistance? EQ/point of control. Loosely speaking, 66.5 to 67k. Can we get up to here and reject again? All right, okay, we're looking down again. Can we get up here and can we flip that? Then great, cool, we're looking up here. Value area high. At value area high, can we take out these highs without a significant pullback? Question mark, we don't know. Or can we flip it and start looking up? If we flip it and start looking up, great. Targeting these highs initially, more likely at that point, overall range highs. Overall range highs, what happens? Do we swing fail it? Get above, come back down? Great, cool, I'll short it. Get above, continue up? Great, cool, I'll sit on my hands. I would not trade a breakout. You know, breakout traders there, got destroyed. Breakout traders there, got destroyed. Breakout traders get destroyed. Breakout traders there got destroyed. There's a running theme here. There's a reason why we shorted that in the group. We shorted that in the group. And we shorted that in the group. Breakout traders. Breakout traders has one of the lowest hit rates in all of trading. I don't understand why influencers and LARPs will teach you that breakout trading is awesome, because it's not. It's so easy to counter trade it. So easy. And typically speaking, you get a really good result. Look, a really good result. A really good result. A really good result. Okay. So that's that. Okay. If it starts breaking down from here, well, you guys know exactly what I'm looking at because I've talked about it so many freaking times. It's unreal. Where's the volume? We've got volume here. See here. We've got volume within here. We've got value area low. There's also a point of control there technically, but you can see that there. Okay, so that's coming in roughly around 42, 43k. All the way down to bulls really need to hold that low, around 38k. It's that simple. If we break down this region or that region. If we break up, still got a question mark around 77k. Talked about this many, many times. Till we're above that 77k pivot, I'm not going to get overly excited. If it gets above that, then yeah, great, cool. Game on for upside. But until this range actually breaks and then gets a sustained move from that break, we are still range bound. And any trades in the middle of the range are intradays or scalps. That simple. Right, we'll wrap that up. Until next week, gang. As you were. Bye-bye.